Welcome to Hashtag with Nabuguzi Kiwanuka. This is a place where we help you unravel social constructs, discuss self-development in line with mental health, and everything in between that directly or indirectly affects us in the millennial world around us. If you're hearing my voice for the first time and are the kind of person who is not scared of being a better version of yourself, even if it requires you to contradict who you were 24 hours ago, consider this your virtual home. I am your host, Nabuguzi Kiwanuka, a lawyer, founder, team lead of Equate Foundation, an addict and lover of insightful conversations, and a professional unraveler of social constructs. In the previous episodes, the ladies I had unraveling and approaching feminism stereotypes opined that men need to come to the table when it comes to topics related to feminism. This episode is a response to that opinion, and Oduor Jagero is with me on it, so let's get into it. Okay, so today we have you, the patriarch of the Oduors.
What do you think patriarchy means? My name is Oduor Jagero. I don't consider myself a patriarch.
You don't consider yourself a patriarch?
Yeah, patriarch is
I think you also...
the chicken in the village. Not myself. So I call him a fellow patriarch, but probably that's why people think that I am a patriarch myself.
And you praise it so much. You give it, you
patriarchy is a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
People have taken it and made an accident out of it. You know, like this bad thing. But for me, I consider patriarchy as the man of the home,
yeah,
the man of the house,
yeah,
the man that goes out at 5. Gets the fish from the lake, yeah, comes back, you know, and hoping that his kids will eat. Yeah. The man that takes the cows out from the cow shed, goes and takes care of them and brings them back. It is the man that splits the firewood. It's the man that makes the firewood. It is the man that, you know.
Who are you speaking for, though? Is that from your village structure?
Huh?
Is it from your village structure?
But firewood, but you know, getting out at 5 to go and fish is not necessarily going to fish. It's just going to get daily bread. Yeah, but you've talked about people in this city coming from Kibera going to industrial area and going back with a packet of wonga. That's just fishing.
Wait, you know, when I ask about your village specifically,
yeah,
if what you're talking about is representative of where you come from, I'm asking you because there are some cultures whereby women are the leaders. Women are the ones doing that. And all the men have to do is sit back with their fellow guys and take alcohol. The woman makes the money and they come and take that money from them. The women are the ones constructing the houses in those villages.
Which villages are these?
I can't really point out the district,
but Uganda?
Yeah, it's in Uganda, not Buganda. Sorry, no, it's not Buganda. It's in Uganda. I think it's the Ateso.
The Ateso people.
Yeah.
Then we don't
the women are the ones leading.
We don't talk about those wimps. Those are not patriarchs. I'm talking about a patriarch, as I understand it. You know, and I am not blind to the fact that men turns around and abuse patriarchy, because it's the one who goes to the lake and gets the fish. It's the one that goes to the shamba, digs and brings back the cassava. Then he has the right to abuse his children. He has the right to physically abuse his wife. He has the right to physically and abuse the nephews, the nieces that those people that are under his roof. I do not think that those are. Well, this is not very political. Those are bad apples. those are bad apples.
That's not just a bad apple. You know, in the previous episodes, we're like, no, patriarchy and its dysfunctionalities that it comes with is not just a bad apple. A bad apple does not beat a woman. A bad apple does not abuse the children.
No, but you know, it's a proper.
No, but when you come up with those examples, there's a way how they downplay the magnitude of this problem that we have beforehand.
Well, let's say that there are many bad apples. Does that make you sound better?
That they what?
They are mini bad apples.
Oh, really?
Not really. Okay, so what were we saying and where are we now?
What do you mean by where we
we are
now?
talking about patriarchy, and that is my understanding of patriarchy. I was telling you that there is of course the bad side of everything.
Yeah.
So when we talk about patriarchy, women tend to dislike patriarchy and marry patriarchy with violence.
Because it's what they've seen growing up.
We keep talking about what we have seen.
Yeah.
Let's be a bit specific.
Specific with what?
Let's not say that every woman that has been brought up under some sort of servitude. It's not true.
For those that have experienced it, they're the ones that are coming up to fight.
I have a daughter who is 6 years old and I've never slapped her. And probably she will come up one day and say that she...
That is an assumption. That is an assumption. Go
ahead. Let's be, and in fact, in this we are going to be talking about feminism.
We
need to separate issues that happen. We need to say that there are some people that experience servitude, abuse, but there are also people that were just loved throughout.
Yeah.
And they are women. They are not men. They are women that were just loved. And I see them boasting about how their fathers used to take them to, to Disneyland. You see, there are also lots and lots of women that never had an abusive father or an abusive uncle. Their uncles would love them, and they just turned out all right.
Yeah.
But let's not talk in this digital age as if there is more than a crisis, because what I see looks like we are in a, not just in a crisis, but we are in a very bad crisis. Yes, we are teetering on the edge of falling into the abyss. It's not true.
Well, who determines that it's not true? You can't speak for that. You can't speak on that.
This is my opinion.
You can't.
But let's go quickly to the topic at hand.
Yeah. So in the previous episodes we had Maria and the court, and we were talking about the feminism stereotypes. We were debunking them. And while we were having the conversation, we came to an agreement that a man should come on board, and
men should come on board.
Yes, men should come on board. So you have to be a part of the system that destroys the patriarchy that is affecting the women and stifling them.
So belong to the conversations that are happening in different spaces.
What's that?
Belong to take active part in conversations that take place in different spaces.
Yeah.
Like Facebook, Twitter, town hall meetings, living room.
Yeah, the living
discussions.
The round table is a much better place to do this. I feel like social media doesn't really.
What's a round table? Is it
it could also be a rectangular table.
That happened during activism, where they had this thing about safe spaces in the art scene, and there was a round table, and there were 6 women on the stage, and there was one man, and then men that were in that were in the room were told to give the opinion, and suddenly. No sooner. What is that word? How do you say that?
No sooner had they.
It's a terrible way of talking.
No sooner, yeah.
Roundtable is a dream.
Why do you think it's a dream?
I don't think it's gonna happen.
Why?
Because women don't allow it to happen.
How is this? Can you help us understand how we don't allow this to happen?
Women are always talking about conversations. Let's have conversations. I am always looking at the dictionary, looking at that word conversation. And what I see is completely different from what they mean by conversation. Let's come together and agree to disagree. Isn't that the meaning of conversation? But that doesn't happen. I've never seen that happen in town hall meetings. I've never seen it happen in Facebook, on Twitter, anywhere.
Are there chances that you need to change spaces?
I'm in a very huge space. I don't know.
There are chances that you're experiencing the same patterns and you have to experience a better, a healthy conversation with the woman.
I've never seen a healthy conversation.
Then you have to. And
Yeah,
now
where are they?
Now here, this is the start.
Okay, go
This
on.
is the start. Now you're going to help us debunk these stereotypes
Okay.
on feminism.
Yeah.
So the very first stereotype is we are anti-man.
That feminism don't like men.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like. But I don't think that's true.
What is feminism? What do you as a reader, what do you understand by the term feminism?
Feminism, I believe, is someone who believes in the rights of women.
Yeah.
Their right of to be in a society
Yeah.
where there is equality, there is respect for women.
Yeah.
Women can take leadership roles.
Yeah.
Women can take spaces that were before only for men. You see, though I don't see them taking so much of splitting wood and moving tables. Yes. But anyway, that's political.
I know where you're going with that. Oh my God.
But I think that is what feminism is.
Yeah.
Standing up for the rights of women. Full stop. Right? You agree that that's a correct definition of
It is a summary of it,
Yeah.
and it's very much descriptive of what feminism stands for.
Yeah.
So when we say that we are anti-man,
I think like there are really bad apples in the feminism world.
yeah,
And don't get me wrong, but I feel like there are feminists, women that are living their lives,
yeah,
coming from their houses and getting out into the world, that want the world to be fair to women.
yeah,
All right? And from their heart, they want respect for their bodies.
yeah,
They don't want to be walking down the street and men whistling and talking about their backs. They are those women that I think their voices should be heard.
yeah,
And men should talk in their defense.
yeah,
All right? They are those women. And I really admire and support those women.
yeah.
Then there is crazy ones. All right? There are these crazy ones.
Yeah.
This is a conversation.
Yeah.
You know?
I was about to ask you not to call them crazy.
Yeah. I mean, this is my opinion.
Yeah, I took that. I registered
this
that.
is my opinion that they are crazy.
Yeah.
All right? And they are latching on so many trivial things.
Yeah.
You know, that do not help the cause.
Yeah.
All right?
What are the trivia things?
Very antagonistic, calling men. There are these words they call men dogs.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They sometimes they don't even want to listen to the opinion of men. All right? They are very quick to usher you out into a town hall meeting or into a conversation, and tell you to shoo away. We don't want you. We don't want to hear from you. You do not matter to us. Go, and disappear.
I would have asked a question, but I don't know if you're in the right space to answer
You
it.
ask.
Don't you think that this is it's more like a trauma response? Because if you're saying that they don't want to listen to the opinions of men, the men have been dominating spaces of making decisions and airing out their opinions without being questioned.
Let me answer this in a very with an I don't care attitude that some men would have, not necessarily me.
Yeah.
And the I don't care attitude of what makes the world that we live in. Okay? That whatever has happened to you,
Yeah.
whether it is traumatic or whatever has happened, you nobody is going to know about that trauma except you.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
This is my opinion.
Yeah.
Nobody can look at a woman and say this woman is traumatized. You're the only one who knows that you've been traumatized.
That is if you know.
You know. Yeah, you see. So
Because sometimes
the
we
thing
don't
is,
know.
you should not walk down the street and crossroads expecting everyone to see trauma written on your face. All right?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody knows about these things. And you are going to be responding to people as if they know the history that has happened. Your history. They don't know about your history.
Yeah.
There are people who do not, like for example, I only knew about trauma the other day.
Yeah.
And how it works.
Yeah.
And there are thousands and thousands upon thousands of people who do not know what trauma is. They do not know how people react to trauma. They don't know how people that, for example, have been sexually abused behave.
Yeah.
So they don't know. So I think everybody and a human being that is living in this world ought to know that there are people who do not know, who would not be knowing the state of your mind when they're interacting with you. And for me, I think that people who have undergone trauma ought to find help. All right?
Yeah.
Ought to find help, deal with the trauma.
Right.
And then when you come to the conversation, you are coming to a conversation knowing who you are, knowing that people don't know that you've been in a traumatic, you had a traumatic experience, and not blaming them for talking to you as a traumatized person, and they don't even know in the first place that you have had some sort of trauma.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you something about my life. I've had a lot of pain in my foot.
Yeah.
Sometimes I can't even stand for 15 minutes. And lots of people do not know that. When I tell somebody that I cannot walk to where you want us to walk to, they say that, these days you have money, you don't even want to walk a few
Yeah.
They tell me.
And what do you feel about that?
You need to exercise.
What do you feel about that?
You see, it's for me. I know. I have learned that this person do not know what I am going through, and me going ballistic about it. And saying, what are you talking about? Do you know my pain? Do you know I went to Italy for operation. I've been told not to drive my car for 1 year. I've been told there's a blah 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 blah. You say, come on, man, chill. I didn't know, but your foot hurts.
But how about we start approaching such issues with empathy? How about we don't go about attacking someone's personality then?
I told him that I have a problem with my foot.
But he's already accusing you.
That I can't walk.
He's already accusing you of making money.
Even before, but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That there are things human beings will not do, however much you try to force them to do. For me, I just tell them, boss, I have a problem with my foot.
Yeah.
That is why I am not able to walk that long. And they suddenly say, oh, I'm sorry.
Oh.
You see? But for me, deciding that our meeting is now over, you're not going anywhere with you. I mean, you are so, you don't,
our meeting is over.
You are not the kind of friend I want to keep.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
You see?
Yeah.
So for me, I think that is how humans ought to approach these kind of issues. And for me, and on the other hand, I do not blame people that blame others for not knowing through some kind of magic that they went through trauma. You see, that is also a reaction of a human being, and it ought to be respected.
Yeah.
So you see how the world works. It's very fluid.
You've talked about this point whereby you are in support of the women that come on board to protect their bodies and talk about and advocate for equal rights, yeah? And suggested that men should come on board when it comes to that.
Yeah.
I don't know if you have in mind that there are so many men that are walking around. Okay, I don't even want to just say men, but many of us operate in street cred.
What does that mean?
Street cred is getting credit from your peers. You have a crew that you work with, the guys. Many men are not going to be confident to come out and tell their fellow man that, hey, what you did is wrong. You can't tap a woman's butt. For them, they feel like, hey, I'm a man. Hey, a woman's butt is supposed to be tapped. Hey, what is my manhood? What's the purpose of my manhood if I cannot catcall a woman?
Yeah.
And they can't check their guys. So they might actually feel bad about it, but they cannot actually tell their fellow guys to stop doing it. And they will go maybe in the night, like Thomas, what is that guy in the Bible? Like Nicodemus went to Jesus in the night to ask him what being born again means when the other scribes are not seeing. This is what guys do. The ones that really have empathy for the women, they might go to the woman where the guys don't see it, like, hey, I'm sorry that happened. But how about you guys check your fellow guys?
What do you want me to say about that?
Can you guys go a step ahead and check your fellow guys when they're, as you were in support of women shouldn't be looked at for their bodies?
You mean that if you're a group of 3 men, they start catcalling a woman, then
and you're one of them,
I should tell them, please stop that bullshit.
Yes.
I think that's fine. I think that is something I would do.
That is something you would do.
Mm-hmm. I've done it before.
Yeah.
And I think many men should do it.
Yeah.
Men should do it. The only again it takes us back to mating. As humans.
Yeah.
You see? And that is the other problem with. Do you know that in my village, if a woman is whistled, if they catcall a woman, experience in the village was pretty different. That I don't know.
What was your experience in the village?
I heard some stories that some blue women really loved being catcalled.
It's a place of conditioning.
They'll swing it a little more. I don't know.
Because they are conditioned to think that that's a place that gives them their validity as women, or they're beautiful. But if we come out of this shell, there is a lot more to life than being validated by someone else.
Catcall.
Yeah.
And whistling.
Yeah.
And winking.
Yeah. So annoying.
Winking in the village. I don't see it much in town.
People are busy chasing money, but I think they do it.
Yeah?
They do it. I can't speak for Nairobi City, but they do it.
Yeah, but
back in Kampala, they do it. Yeah. I got catcalled the time when I was going to the shop to buy vegetables.
Who catcalled you?
I didn't even look. You don't want to look,
Is that how you guys deal with it?
And in my head, I'm like...
That's how you guys deal with it? You don't look? But you see how
I get to act like I'm not seeing you, I didn't hear you. Because what's the point? How many people am I going to fight in a day?
I can imagine 3 women.
And it's annoying.
I can imagine 3 women standing at a corner.
I wish we could do that. And the guys.
The women.
Yeah. I wish we
could.
Talk
about all your, because, for example, a woman who doesn't have so much of a butt, yeah? They would look at her and say, oh, what a waste of space. Right?
I shouldn't laugh at this. This is not nice.
No.
Okay, that's how we trash the guys out of bed.
Conversations have to be real.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Conversations have to be real, and I think conversations are saying things that make you
uncomfortable.
Very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So like I was telling you that a woman walks down the road and she has no ass to write home about. Okay? At least according to the guys that are watching.
Yeah.
And then they talk to her and tell her to eat more and things like that.
Yeah.
I can imagine how demeaning it would be for a man, to be walking down the aisle and he's skinny and women are telling him, you eat some more. Can you last even 5 minutes in a bed?
Or grow a beard.
Yeah, grow a beard like Goofy, my friend. Goofy to grow a beard for a long time.
We don't have the same genes, man. We don't have the same genes.
So I think it would be really pretty awful for a man to hear that, and I can only imagine a woman that has to endure that.
It's a lot.
It's a lot, yeah.
And it's like, I don't know. I don't think there is a woman that has survived that.
I believe that there should be some sort of decency.
I don't think there is a woman who has not been catcalled or winked at or whistled at. Like, it's crazy. It's annoying.
When they teach men how not to catcall women, do you think they should teach it in nursery school?
The parents, the home. I think it should come from home.
Men
but then we already have men that are dysfunctional in our homes, so I don't think they can do much. But I think schools also should take that into account. And, they teach kids how to treat each other, irrespective of their genders. So we're going to the stereotype number 2. Our political beliefs are the same.
There's political beliefs of women and men?
Of feminists.
Political beliefs of feminists are the same as?
There is a stereotype that our political beliefs as feminists are the same.
What does that mean?
If men are trash, they are trash. If men are dogs, they are dogs.
Oh, like amongst feminists, their political,
they operate from the same principles.
You know what? Those questions will become very problematic as we go on.
Yeah.
Because for me, I feel like I don't think so. I don't think that's true. And it goes back to what I said before.
Yeah.
That for me, there are pretty much a very fat line between two groups of feminists. They are the ones that I told you about, that walk out of their homes and are just minding their own business and saying that I need my space. I need wherever the space wherever I am to be safe. A safe space wherever I am. Whether I'm working in the office, I don't want to be the one being sent for tea every now and again.
Yo, I had that thing for my
internship. Men to also go and get tea for themselves at least.
Yeah, you reminded me of my internship.
Yeah,
I was doing my internship in. Man, Rwanda is scary. Do I just say that where I was working?
As a Uganda, you should not be
Well, there's a place where I was working in Rwanda, and my supervisor, we had a great relationship. My supervisor and the other guys that were working, it was mostly guys there. So we would be having a conversation, and then maybe you're quiet after some time, and then he'll be like, Anne, some tea? And I'm like, no, that's not me. That's not me. I don't do that. And then the lady that I was doing the internship with would feel a little embarrassed. So she would get up and sway her hips, Go get the tea. And she would make me as well. And I'd be like, go, girl. But
anyway, as I was saying, then I feel like there are women that the other one that I was telling you about that are waking up and thinking about, they don't seem to have anything else to do except rant all day. Rant all day and make enemies and be very antagonistic and it's just a lot.
Yeah.
And for me, I don't think that these two groups of feminists share the same political views. Who men are. There are feminists that they're just good people.
They're
not. And then there's the other problem of making organizations, feminist organizations, and making a career out of feminism. And I think that's a lot of bullshit.
How is it? If you're making a career out of empowering fellow women, how is that bullshit?
I mean, you can do that, but you should not sit on people's faces doing it. I mean, you can be be respectful about it, and just having a Twitter account that is. You are the one who talked to me about being in a crisis. This crisis all 24/7. This crisis, like fighting, right? I mean, it's. I don't think it's healthy.
So for you, it feels like they're in a crisis all the time.
Yeah, it is sort of a crisis. It is the forest is burning, the homes are burning, everything is burning. Let's have some water. Let's stop the fires. I mean, what's going on there? I mean, do you feel the smoke? Do you smell the smoke? Which house do you think?
It depends on what they have experienced. Our experiences are different. I think for what you haven't seen.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. But also know that there are people who are just living their lives and don't know that a lot of houses are on fire.
Yeah.
So there is that balance. I think there is too much of everything is a bit of going to the dangerous side of
that.
it.
I agree with you.
You see,
yeah.
So if you're going to be a human being that everybody is looking at, because as someone who cannot be talked to, I don't think you are a human being at that point. You become something else.
Yeah.
And I don't think even you are peace inside you. Because there is so much going on inside you.
Yeah.
And I don't think you want to destroy yourself trying to save a tree. You see?
Yeah.
Yeah. You want to save the tree so that you can sit under it. Alright?
Yeah. Yeah.
Just being normal about it. And I think that's we will be talking about those places where men are not allowed to should drink water. Go ahead.
Stereotype number 3: we are loud, obnoxious, and opinionated. Is this something that I don't know?
No, not all of feminists are loud.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they are very loud ones.
Yeah.
But then there are others that are okay.
Yeah.
They can cut you some slack. They can say, okay, that's your opinion. Let's move on and do other things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that means there are some that you've experienced that are doing the right kind of feminism, according to you.
It's not the end of the one. Let's take the conversation. Let's continue the conversation tomorrow.
Yeah.
Now let's do some work in the office. You get it?
Yeah. We think chivalry is equal to sexism.
What is that? I don't understand.
Chivalry is, I think, did we talk about it on the podcast or outside the podcast? I come into the office and you pull out a chair for me and you stand in case the seats are not enough.
That's what it is?
Chivalry, yes. You're checking it, looking it up?
Mm-hmm. But the truth is, there's a formula.
He's talking about horsemanship.
It's talking about?
Horsemanship.
Horsemanship?
Yeah, chivalry meaning 13 best definitions of chivalry.
It's the courtesy, respect, and honorable conduct between...
Courteous behavior, especially that of men towards women.
Exactly.
Courteous behavior.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's the question? What is the assumption?
We think chivalry is equal to sexism. I feel like this is talking to you.
You think that courteous behavior,
Yeah.
especially of men towards women,
It's sexism.
That's strange. Do you think so?
Yeah, at a certain point.
That?
I mean, if I come into a space and the seats are not enough, what makes you imagine that because I'm a woman, I have to take your seat?
Do people do that?
Yeah, they do
So they
that.
tell women to stand up.
No, the guys stand up to give the women the seats.
Aha! I get what you mean.
Yeah.
I get what you mean. I
Yeah.
get what you mean.
And then if it was a fellow man that came through, they wouldn't stand up for them.
So, do you mean that they think that women are weak and are going to fall down and die? If they don't say it? Stop laughing.
Maybe, I don't know. I don't know. I think
we need to interrogate. Why they are.
I need to understand. I also need to understand why they do that. I don't know.
As leading women in the dark.
Leading women in the dark, how exactly?
When it's a dangerous space outside, and you're going somewhere, and you're telling the woman, "Be behind me. I will lead.
Yeah.
I'll be the first contact with the enemy."
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah. Or that thing that you talked about, pulling up a seat for them, opening doors. Why?
I know a lot of feminists that love that kind of treatment.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, There are women that identify as feminists that would like to be taken care of, so to speak.
Yeah.
Opening doors, being flown in an air balloon, things like that.
Yeah.
And men going down on their knees and proposing to them. they still have their cake and eat it.
I need you to help me understand that term. Like that's one statement that doesn't make sense. Have your cake and eat it.
I don't know.
What do you mean? I mean, I've been in the baking industry. I have baked cakes and I've eaten those cakes. So when you say have your cake and eat it,
idiot.
Put some respect on my name. Put some respect on my name, my friend. You don't call me an idiot here.
No, but isn't the British that use the word silly and idiot very, very casually?
Oh, silly is different.
Silly is different?
But even for the word of idiot, I think it also depends on the friendship or relationship that you have with the person.
Exactly, I think so.
Yeah.
You can't have your cake and eat it.
Okay.
It seems nonsensical, right? Of course, you can have your cake and eat it too, you might say. If you eat something, you're having it.
Exactly.
Yeah? It should work the same way you might have a beer or have dinner. Eating is a form of demonstrating ownership. If you eat something, yes, yeah. The phrase is, as the linguistic historian Ben Zimmer wrote in the New York Times magazine, makes more sense when you reverse the construction. So it goes like, you can't eat your cake and have it too. In this case, the sequence of the verbs changes and the meaning becomes more clear. Once you eat your cake,
You don't have it anymore?
you have no cake left.
Oh, okay.
You get?
Okay.
You can't have your cake and eat it.
Okay, that makes sense now.
It means you can't eat a cake and continue to process that cake once you have consumed it.
I'll start using it. I'll start using it.
Oh, you said what silly?
I'll start using it now. Now I understand it. Before it didn't make sense.
Can you explain it to me now?
I can't have my cake and eat it. Are you kidding? I've been about it. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't eat your cake and have it too.
So you've actually debunked this as we think chivalry is equal to sexism.
We?
Have you debunked that? We the feminists.
I mean, if you want to think of it, you can twist what somebody can tell you something and then twist it. And give it a different meaning.
Yeah.
I think it is the same thing.
Yeah.
What is the best example? It's like telling somebody that, oh, you're very nice. And then you say, oh, is that why you're taking advantage of me?
Ouch. Okay, that touched home.
Yeah.
I want to ask some people if that's why they take advantage of me. I am tired.
Yeah. See, I don't like that statement because I feel like every now and again I have to bend. I have to do a lot of things for you.
Yeah.
So I don't take that. I don't take that nice.
It's quite manipulative.
I don't take it well.
It really is manipulative.
When you say somebody might just be saying you're nice.
Yeah, but it's a trigger for some people. Like you say that we don't know our traumas or people's traumas.
Yeah.
Some people won't understand. Like for me, you can't come to me
I
and
don't expect them to understand.
Yeah.
And that's how the the world works.
Yeah.
So when you go for when you go for therapy, there's very uncomfortable things that you have to go through.
Yeah.
Like, what did you feel when this person did this to you? What
Yeah.
exactly did you feel?
Yeah.
Can you relive that moment?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And relive that moment. I saw a documentary. It's called I Am a Killer.
Yeah.
Is it called I Am a Killer?
Something close to that. I don't remember.
You see? And there is this very sad story of a gardener
Yeah.
that was doing some gardening for some folks. A man and a woman that had, I think, a 6-year-old kid. And for some reason he was broke and he wanted to go and rob these guys. So he went and put these guys that he knew very well in the back of a truck, told them to undress, and went ahead and shot both of them and took their baby and abandoned the baby in front of somebody's house. And this guy woke up in the morning and found the baby in front of their front yard. And when he shot them, the lady got killed. But the guy stood up and walked, bleeding, to the next house he could see.
Yeah.
And went and knocked on the door. And this guy is also interviewed and said, I knocked at the door, and this guy was holding his stomach that had been shot. You see?
Yeah.
And later, this guy says that it has been 12 years of pain. And I think now I can speak about what happened to me that night.
12 after 12 years.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, issues of trauma and issues of pain are things that you just have to tackle head on. There is no going around it.
Yeah.
Because the more you bottle it, the more it festers like a wound.
It's dangerous, man.
Yeah.
I've experienced a bit of
So
bottling up feelings.
I feel like sometimes there is no courage, but I think courage has.
But even the environment, we need to open up spaces whereby it's safe for people to come and open up instead of dismissing their experiences. You know?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we go to number 5. We want to be like men.
That is true. I think that is likely true.
How exactly?
Yeah, be like men, do what men can do better. You know? It might not be like you want to grow some balls, physical balls. Or
We don't.
you want to grow some beard,
No one wants that.
a bit of a dick.
No one wants that.
See, no, I don't think anyone wants that.
We're talking
So
about.
maybe you tell me what.
We're going in the social context, not the physical body.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I mean, if you tell a man that we are women, a woman wants to be a man, I mean, they would understand that you want to have some balls.
But I think I've also had.
Even if it's not physical balls, but you want to have some balls.
Yeah, I think I've had some guys asking women, "Do you have the balls that I have?" Something of that kind.
Yeah. So it's
It's absurd.
But what do you mean that? So I think the misinterpretation is equality.
What? Yeah, it is equality actually.
So
Because now, because since the men have had these rights without being questioned, people have this imagination that, because they've enjoyed this privilege, they start feeling like, oh, women want to be like men. But how about you think about the real context in which we are coming forward as feminists? We want the rights. We're not asking you to give us rights. We want the rights of a human being, not rights of a man.
Yes, I think sometimes the meaning gets lost in there somehow, and sometimes it's not clear what women really want with this feminism thing.
Sometimes it's not clear.
Yeah, sometimes it's not clear. Like you want to split wood, you want to hold the brakes. There's somebody that posted something that was very interesting yesterday.
Which one is that?
He said that it was a joke that in the saying that there is an employer that was looking for people to unload, to unload lorries, empty lorries.
Yeah.
And he was looking for 12 women
Mm-hmm.
who can do that job. He has 12 women, but he wants 20. He wants 24, but he already has 12 men,
Yeah.
so he wants 12 women. You see, I think that is the misunderstanding, right? But they want to be like men.
Yeah.
So to carry the brakes like men. You don't want that, right? You don't want to
Personally, I don't know about other women.
You don't want to carry the brakes. Or
But I think I can carry them.
Empty a lorry.
But to what end?
So
I think if the woman, I don't want to go there. If the woman has the strength to carry or
where do you
unload,
think this thing came from? Women are the weaker sex.
women are the society again. It's about subjugation of the woman.
Subjugation.
Yeah,
Women are the weaker sex.
Yeah, it's about subjugation of
Let me see
women.
what the internet is saying. It will be interesting. The weaker sex science that shows women are stronger. Oh my God!
You can't say that women are the weaker sex. I don't think with the way how men easily whine about a cold, I don't think they can even push a
No,
child.
men don't whine about a cold.
Oh, they do.
That's
Many do.
no, that's forget about that one. That one is.
And women are going about with their sickness, building the homes.
Come on.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this one. Oh, what makes women the weaker vessel? Right?
What's that? What are they saying?
So this is actually very religious.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So this guy is doing.
But religion itself is.
No. I've seen you doing the rosary. Don't do the religion as.
Me doing the rosary has no problem with me talking about this.
Hey, Pastor John, and thank you for the podcast. What does Peter mean in 1 Peter verses 3, chapter 3 verse 7, when he writes that husbands should live with their wives in an understanding way as the weaker vessel? Specifically, what is the weaker vessel? Is she physically weaker, emotionally weaker, spiritually weaker, or something altogether different? Thank you for your help. Let's begin with the literal translation of the verse she's talking about. 1 Peter 3 verse 7. Here's what I would translate it. Likewise, husbands, live together according to the knowledge with your wives. With your wives is not there in the original, but it is simplified by live with, as with a weaker vessel. The feminine one, showing honor as also living together with fellow heirs of the grace of life, which I take to mean eternal life because of the use of the words grace and life back in 1 Peter. So Peter is saying to husbands, as you live with your wives, consider two central realities that you should know. In other words, live according to knowledge. Here's what you should know. One is that you, the husband, are the stronger, and she's the weaker vessel. And the other fact you should live in the light of is that she shares with you in glory of being an heir of God. You see, so now, number one, the fact that she does not share his superior masculine strength.
Masculine
strength.
The muscles.
Yes, and
Yeah.
the fact that she does share the glory of being on there, an heir of God. So, that's what I'm saying. That's your Bible, your Catholic Bible. Talking about...
Where do you say Catholic Bible? That was a pastor. Friend.
Yeah.
Get in line.
You
Get in line.
Read between the lines, lady.
It's just a Bible. Don't call it the Catholic Bible.
Yeah, fine. Let's say
Yeah.
But your Catholic God anyway, talking, right? So he's talking about women as... And don't shy away from this fact, that do you believe that a woman is weak, is a weaker gender?
Weak.
In terms of Whichever way you understand it.
Whichever way I understand it. I don't want to think as that.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I've been on the pitch whereby I fall and then the guy also falls and he's crying. And I'm like, dude, stand up. We have to go ahead with soccer. But when it comes to how our muscles are built, I think the guys have more muscles.
More strength. Muscles constitute strength.
Oh, yeah?
Right? But what is so difficult in saying that if you take an average woman and an average man, then you will find that a man is physically stronger. Isn't that something that is?
It's the structure. It comes with the structure of their bodies.
And nobody's blaming a woman for that.
Yeah.
And I think that's the problem.
No, but then it comes with belittling. You understand? It comes with belittling. That's why we can't
talk about belittling women.
Yeah. What do you want us to talk about?
Because we can also say that babies are weak human beings. They're weaker, correct?
Yeah.
And we are not like saying that so that we can tell this we can belittle babies.
Mm-hmm.
We are just stating the fact. And I feel like people taking advantage of situations is the hallmark of this conversation. Taking advantage.
Yeah.
And I think that is the level of control that men should have. Now, even though I can challenge a woman to a fight, and I would likely beat her up, and she should not defend herself so well physically.
Mm-hmm.
That's averagely true. That if you put a man and a woman and they challenge each other in a fight, that most likely that's why they say a wife partner.
Yeah.
Because you can beat a woman, and if she challenges you physically, that most of the time she will lose the fight. All right. And for me, I think that you as a man knowing that you will challenge this woman to a fight and you will win is enough reason for you
not to engage in the fight.
Mm-hmm.
But there are some women who beat my friend.
Yeah, but that's a very few.
Yay.
It's very few. I know some. Yeah, and those are very few cases. All right.
Right.
And for me, I feel like the person who is, let's use the word weak in quotes.
Yeah,
right,
in quotes. Yeah.
Needs protection. And I think people when they say that the man is the protector, he should protect the home, and it is a shame that when you are the protector, then you become the abuser. And once you're supposed to be protecting women and children in the home, you are the one they are running away from. It's a tragedy.
It is a tragedy.
Yeah.
It is.
I feel like it's a tragedy. I saw my mother getting whooped every other day.
Yeah.
My father was alcoholic. He was a bad guy. He used to beat us senseless. I remember there is a day that my father got me. I remember this as if it was yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I was making my bike.
Yeah.
I think it had a puncture.
Mm-hmm.
So I was making it. I don't remember his why he was so angry at me. He must have done something. He must have told me to do something which I didn't. I don't remember that the context of his fury.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
But I was listening to radio at the same time. And in the village, we used to connect so many batteries. When the batteries run out of power, you can externally connect so many of them.
I've seen that.
You've seen that?
Yeah. And then you wrap them in a paper.
Hey.
Yeah, I've seen that.
And you connect them with those.
It was because the batteries were weak?
Yeah. They were weak, and so you were collecting the power. This has little, this has little, this has little. So you bring them together to give you more power to run the radio.
Yeah.
That was the reason.
Mm-hmm.
And the radio was a few feet, far away from the other side, and I was listening to it. Do you know? And I was between two windows that were open.
Yeah.
And my father took the battery pack and aimed it at me, and it smashed this window and smashed the other one.
Wow, that was a lot of energy.
You see?
that was used to throw that radio.
Yeah. And in my mind, I was just thinking, later on, I'm just thinking, he didn't have to do it, really. Because it would have killed me.
Yeah.
You see? So, for example, I didn't feel protected at home.
Yeah.
You see, my mother loved me, but she couldn't protect me from the fury of my father. You see, and she couldn't even protect herself from the same man.
Yeah.
So could nor could my siblings. So that's what I feel, that I don't think women should be ashamed of saying they're weaker physically.
Physically.
You know,
Yeah.
they're weaker physically. But I think in any case that should make the men more protective and more understanding of the women.
Yeah.
You
When
see?
it comes to dealing with women.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which other one?
The other one is this one is closely the same. Actually, I think we're going to
Let's
skip
start
it. We want to be treated like men. I feel like it takes us to how that guy was asking for the 12
I don't
women.
think that's true. That's entirely false.
Yeah.
That's entirely false.
False.
Women always want to be treated nicely.
So you mean the guys are treated badly? You mean that sounds like guys are treated harshly?
No, that's a standalone statement.
Yeah.
Just a standalone statement. Just put a full stop to it.
Okay, we are too sensitive.
The feminist.
Yeah,
Yeah, some are.
some are.
Yeah, some are. I don't think. I think what
What is sensitive? What is too sensitive?
they don't take it easy. They're not. My understanding of that statement is that they are not accommodative. They are not ready to listen.
Yeah.
They feel offended so fast. They're always spoiling for war.
Yeah. That's some. And then the very last one, men who are feminists are either soft or gay.
I think that is incorrect. You know, I know people who are feminists. In fact, most feminists are people who are having relationships with women.
Most of them.
Yeah, most of them, especially the ones that I see online. They're always having a good time with their women. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think they're learning a lot of those feminist things.
What do you mean, those feminist things? What does that mean? You know that comes with a negative connotation?
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, I don't.
What are those feminist things?
Yeah, those feminist vibes.
That is all negative. Where are we drawing to this? We are debunking and then you're coming up with more.
You can also debunk me. You can also debunk me.
What are those feminist things? You see,
I mean, there are certain words and phrases that are used by feminists. Did you not know?
oh, there's some I've seen that I can't even pronounce.
Yeah, there are things. There are things. Mansplaining.
No, but mansplaining is existent in a dictionary. It's not just a feminist thing.
But the ones who are taking,
I mean, it's coming up because the men are doing these things.
But you
They
know
want us to.
why mansplaining and then manspreading? In fact, I meant manspreading.
Manspreading.
Yeah.
Y'all sit badly. You
But
need to
you
get
know
your
what?
legs
You know,
together.
we sit like that because of how physiologically we are made. You have to air your balls.
No.
Do you know how men sit on a bicycle? Have you ever wondered how men sit on a bicycle and they don't grind on their balls?
No, I have not thought about it.
Yeah?
Don't they just sit there
Have
peacefully?
you ever, but you've seen the balls of a man hanging, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And do you know how have you ever wondered that they just sit and they don't sit on their balls?
No.
You should think about that.
But
And then think about why men. Some Some men exaggerate it.
Yeah.
Exaggerate how they sit.
Mm-hmm.
But mostly men will sit a certain way just because of how physiologically they are.
Is it?
Yeah, it's because of the balls that men must spread and the dick. It's just between your thighs. Right in between there. And you can't just sit like a woman.
But
close your legs. It's impossible.
Is it?
Yeah, it's impossible to close your
But I've
legs.
seen them sit like that.
Who?
The men.
They have been told to have to close their knee and then they will puncture their balls at some point.
You know, I had a moment. There was a time when I was on a date, the very first date, and this guy, you know, the chairs were really low, and then his legs were all over the place. So when he was talking to the waitress, he was swinging his legs like this.
Must have been well endowed.
And the traditional self in me was tapped him, was like, "Hey, sit well."
Oh, you told him to sit well?
Yeah.
And he sit well?
He laughed. Like, he didn't see that coming. To him, he was like, the last person I had tell me to sit well was my mother.
Yeah. Yeah, manspreading is very physiological. It has nothing to do with denying people space.
No, but
I
I
always
think
know that there are men who like doing strange things. Especially they are sitting next to a lady, they want to stretch so much and then tap the woman on her thighs.
yeah.
Yeah, crazy motherfuckers out there. But
There's actually a moment. It takes me back to high school. There was a guy who was told to sit well, and what did he say? Did he say, like, I'm creating space for my balls? And we were alarmed, like, we were kids that time. I was like, this guy is bald. What is that he's talking about?
yeah. So cut men some slack when they manspread. I'm not saying that they.
There has to be a minimum. I think.
Yeah, I see men all with their legs all over the place. It's unsightly, right? It's not good.
Terrible.
Especially for shared spaces. You should be, especially in a plane.
Need to be cultured.
That's the tightest of spaces. You can imagine trying to manspread in a plane.
They can't.
For 8 hours.
There's no space. No space to do.
All men will push you with their knees. Women sitting like this is not a video thing, but women will literally just run and do that.
Yeah.
They will be to the far end and just do that.
Oh, friend, you don't squeeze me, I push you. Me, I don't have time for that.
You know now most women don't want to be combative in a plane. For a man they're home to sit next to. Nobody, there's no other seat. So you better just maintain the peace.
Yeah,
sadly. And hope that they will sleep. And when they sleep, they will have their feet together.
Yeah. This brings us to the end of the debunking. Jagero, so much for helping us debunk these myths or stereotypes.
I hope that it was nice.
It was.
You loved it.
It was a great conversation.
Was it?
Yeah.
Just an hour.
Yeah.
An hour, 2 minutes. Very good. Okay.
Thank you for tuning into another episode of Hashtime with Nabuguzi Kiwanuka. If you loved what you heard, make sure that you subscribe to Hashtime with Nabuguzi Kiwanuka in your podcast platform of choice and share it with your friends. Let them know that they need to be residents of this virtual space. Also, feel free to share your insights about what connected with you in this episode on social media, and be sure to tag us. We are at Hashtime with Nabuguzi Kiwanuka on Facebook and Instagram, and on Twitter our handle is at HTNK Podcast. You can also reach us on our email, htnkpodcast@gmail.com. Your reviews are welcome, and I really look forward to hearing from you. Until the next episode. It's going to be next month. God, the months are running by so fast. Until then, continue unraveling your social constructs around you.